His name was Daniel Adams. He died in 1813. And if you're wondering why I'm here at his gravestone, stay tuned. This is a great story.
Bricks and nails. Flat was one time nothing but pasture. Boy, if that wasn't a squeaker.
I just opened up the ground.
Holy crap. You are not gonna believe this. Wow.
Alright, well, thank you for tuning in to Stealth Diggers. This time around, we have a very interesting story. And how remarkable it is, when you think about it, how one thing leads to another and gets you to a particular situation. Which would have been me in the introduction, in a cemetery. Now, as you all know, Stealth Diggers have a very, very thick sense of humor. But we take history serious. In particular, local history. And why is that? Because you can walk out your back door and you can touch it. You can explore it, you can experience it. It's right there in your own backyard. So let me tell you a story about how I ended up at the gravesite of Daniel Adams. Well, I had an afternoon, I had some time, I was by myself. I figured I would go out to a part of town to recap. In particular, I went back to the home site where I found my George Washington cufflinks. And that's been one of my best finds ever for the historical context. I figured, after a year of not being there, I wanted to see if my ears had improved, if there was anything I had missed. Well, apparently I did. I found some stuff, very happy, more contributions to the Historical Society to go on display, and that made it a worthwhile trip. Well, what I did different this time was, instead of walking the dead road back to where I had parked, I figured I would stay on the other side of the walls, walk through the woods where it was once old field. And this is the way it always happens.
I've been walking and walking and walking, and I'm just about to step over this wall back out to the road and get out of here. Check out the signal. Nice buckle. Just when you're ready to go. And that's why us diggers are always late getting home, because now, naturally, I want to check the area some more.
Nice buckle, right? That's what we call dumb lucking something. When you scan the ground in an area that you weren't really intended, you're just walking randomly or walking back to the vehicle and you get that signal. It's always the way. You can hit a cellar hole for 18 hours, pound that thing to death and find nothing, but, you know, you're walking back to your truck and bingo. Well, this is where the story takes its turn. And if it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. I get in my vehicle, I'm backing up, and there's an older woman standing on the side of the road, waving me over, saying, "You can turn around in here, you can turn around in here." "Thanks, lady." She asks me what I'm doing. I explain to her I'm from the Historical Society. I'm out collecting artifacts for our display in the town museum. She loved the idea. So I get out of the vehicle, we start talking. She's telling me her house is 30 years old. Not too long, right? But she asked me, "Can you tell me what this is in my front yard?" That's a cellar hole. All right, now we got a cellar hole that we didn't know about. It's not on our old map. Interesting. Do you think we could come back and dig here? Absolutely. Now, We know the family name that lived in that part of town, but we had not been able to locate their home sites because they were all long gone before they made the 1858 map. So, as you can imagine, the next morning, Keebler and I took a drive out. This is what happened.
All right, so that's what we do. Clean up all the brush, rake it down a bit, go section at a time. Time to put the coils down. Actually, before we start, let's get the orbit report from the Keebs.
Well, out over here, beautiful flat, was one time nothing but pasture. No barn site over there whatsoever, did all that and down this side. But not far from the home site and possible barn shed attachment, stone wall that runs out this way. So I was just going to take a peek up here, but I think we've cleaned the hole enough that we might even start swinging there.
Good.
Yeah.
So it's always smart to check the surroundings because sometimes you can be surprised.
Oh yeah, a son builds like 500 feet away from the other house, you know, close to pop.
And that's what happened in this situation. For this family, the first settler is just up the road a ways. We knew that existed. This is a son. We didn't know this existed.
We're going round and round this hole. There's barely anything there, just a few bits of iron. Keebler, he's hitting deep orbit. I decide I'm gonna move along a little bit.
Well, we've literally been at it well over an hour, and I just finally dug my culture. Oddly enough, I'm not near the hole. I'm across the street, but still in, see the wall here? I'm still in what was the road. Wow. Button. Yeah, this is rough.
Button? Cool. Well, I decide I'm going to walk through the woman's yard across her beautiful lawn.
So here's something interesting. The lady who lives here, they opened this up about 30 years ago. More than likely, it was obviously working field. The cellar hole's right there, but see where my gear is? I just came over here and started scanning.
I yell over to her, "Did you ever have a shed or anything out here?" Negative.
Iron. I just opened up the ground. Brick.
What is our thing? The signs.
Well, this is what you have in your hands.
Bricks,
Nails.
nails. Okay. Over there.
Yeah.
And you can see a footprint and everything. When you really look at it,
Yeah.
it's like, boom,
There it is.
boom.
There it is.
I just made the whole trip worth it with my first culture in that spot.
So, it's looking like there was something over here, and I got about a upper 60 signal, and let's go see what's in there.
Now keep in mind with what Keebler said is so very often true that you have your original settler, this guy, he had a lot of kids. When you read your town history books, a lot of times, it obviously doesn't tell you where they lived exactly, and the landscape has changed a lot in 200 plus years. It'll say that so-and-so, this son resided on the property of, and it'll give the father's name, or something along the lines of the southwest corner of town, etc.
Oh.
What did I tell you? This guy was a Revolutionary vet?
We knew going into this area that Daniel Adams lived somewhere by where his family originally settled. We also know that he was a lieutenant in the American Revolution. And when you pull something like this out of the ground, there's no questioning it.
Holy crap. You are not gonna believe this. Wow.
Now see? What did we say about the orbit report? And you might be surprised. Unbelievable. I'm 150 feet away from the cellar hole in a field that was opened up 30 years ago. Damn.
Well, as I'm putting this episode together, I'm seeing and realizing I didn't even film what I just dug out of the ground because immediately I went looking for Keebler.
Continental Navy.
Yep, there it is.
Oh, I'm getting chills.
Yep.
Dude, that's a home site over there. There's no hole, so it's the temporary or...
Bingo. Continental Navy culture. Not only is it a Continental Navy button, it's a lieutenant's button. Lieutenant Daniel Adams. You just witnessed me dig my favorite find ever. Daniel Adams. He was in Captain Stone's company under General Stark. General Stark, you know what he said? Live free or die. That's right. And a lieutenant in Colonel Nichols' regiment raised for the defense of West Point in 1780. Daniel left our town around 1790, some point just after the American Revolution, and died in 1813. That would explain why that home site was not as extensive as most, with a big cellar hole and a lot of other stuff around it. And you can imagine, that's not all we found there. We found a few other things and another item that was really, really cool. But before we continue on with that site, we got a package from the mailbox. I want to keep you hanging a little bit, you know? We'll get back to that digging site shortly, but stay tuned.
6, 12, or 15 bottles.
Alright, so we, as you guys, everyone knows, we love cigars. And our buddy Joe Canalori loves cigars. His digging buddy, Mark Anderson, sent us a package. So I'm guessing the theme is going to be, oh, look at that. Keebs.
You know what that's for?
We gotta love
Look
that.
how happy he is.
Thanks, Mark.
Oh, they're all Baccarats.
We know what those are
Oh, yeah, buddy. Somebody must have told you what I fancy. Hi, Stealth Diggers. Wanted to send some snaps. That you did. Something for Keebs to roll and smoke. Please enjoy as I enjoy your videos. I didn't know what kind to get, so Joe Canalori helped me out. Can't wait to come up and dig with you guys. Well, we look forward to having you here as well, Mark. Happy hunting.
Absa-effing-lutely.
Mark Anderson, a.k.a. Bronco fan. Here is my cell phone. Everybody get ready to write this down.
1-900.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark, man.
Thanks, Mark.
Some good snaps to get through the day. Good choice.
Yeah.
Love these things.
All right, here's one from Glenn Goodwin, eh?
Yeah, fellow New Englander.
Yeah.
What?
Oh my.
Squinch. Squinch.
Did you? Oh my God.
What?
It's the whole side of a cow.
Holy cow side.
It's a salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. Oh, he must make this himself.
Keebs?
Cannibal nectar.
Jay. Hasn't even read the letter. He's stuffing it in his mouth.
Is it supposed to be eaten?
That may be,
No.
that may be lampshade
don't
material.
eat-
right
It's actually
there.
fertilizer,
You don't
dude.
eat it?
No.
Oh,
Right.
This is a bait.
I'll deposit it out in the woods later.
To all guys at Stealth Diggers, thank you for the valuable digging information and entertainment. To celebrate your 100th video next week, which is in the continuum 2 weeks ago, enclosed are some great homemade beef jerky to enjoy on one of your road trips. This was made from one of my cousins. No,
What?
by one of my cousins.
Oh,
Who are cattle ranchers in northern New Mexico.
Wow. Imported.
We got Mexican jerky.
Yeah.
Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex.
Okay, they love hunting, fishing, and over the years have taught me how to live free or die.
Nice.
They also helped me this summer as tour guides during my recent trip to detect old home sites and find a long abandoned ghost town.
Awesome. That's cool.
Glenn,
I got a
from
question.
Massachusetts.
See, so you just made to a typical stealthy Sunday morning in the shack. Coffee, snaps,
Jerky.
and jerky.
But I got a question. If you own a
Breakfast in
cattle
America.
ranch,
Good
jerky.
how hard is it to hunt them?
Thank you, Glenn.
Thanks, Glenn.
Thanks
Wow,
a lot, man.
Glenn, thanks.
Thanks for breakfast.
Yeah. Let me get down on this.
You know, the more I look around this spot, I'm seeing the signs. I can actually see a footprint here and a slight lip. I don't know if the camera will do it any justice, but look.
Watch my, you see that?
square. All right, here we go. Target number 2 in the surprise spot. Another button. Fantastic.
Well, I yelled coin, but I'll be damned if it didn't look like a coin, but it's a nice little button. Yeah, gotta say bingo more often.
Nice.
So, kind of plain.
That doesn't matter.
Nice and green. Want to lick that for me? Do a JMO for me. Boy, if that wasn't a squeaker.
Nice and quiet. Well, we're just chillaxing at the farm here, and I just dug my first VLT of the day. Probably because the target was actually out of the hole. Popped it out. Keebs is gonna help me extract. Look at that! Look at that disaster of a dig site I made.
Oh, there she is. Yeah. You can see her head there. Scepter. Might be a date there.
Bingo! This is a King George I Hibernia halfpenny. So not only did I dig my favorite find, I dug my oldest coin to date, 1723. They made these 1722, 23, and 24. The face of this coin is in awesome condition. Wow! Along with the button and the other ones that we dug, this goes in the museum. And that is a great piece for people to come in and see and enjoy. Whoa.
Can't make it out.
What is it? A piece of button?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Wow! That thing went through the mill, huh?
Yeah, see the writing right there, kinda?
Yeah. Nice. Another relic.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Well, those are fantastic finds. And what's becoming tradition around here for us, when we find artifacts that come from a veteran's home site, we find where the veteran has been laid to rest, and we take those items there in tribute before they go to the museum. There you go, Daniel. Always, when possible, if we can bring artifacts back to the owner, in particular, a veteran, this is why we do this. This is what makes it all so thrilling. While metal detecting is a great hobby, if you expand upon it like this, it just makes the experience unbelievable. We found some great relics. We found a lost home site. We learned a lot about local history, American history. We paid tribute to a veteran who fought for our freedom and put items in the town museum for others to enjoy for many years to come. Think if Daniel could only know that 200 plus years from now, I would have done that. Think of how that guy would have felt. So that's why I do it. It's the right thing to do. And to end this great week off, myself and Just Bob got into kit to do some driving with Keebler. We went out and did some casual exploration and a little bit of hunting. It was getting dark, we didn't have much time, but it was quite enjoyable. And this is what happened.
That was a nice looking one, huh? It is, but you know, in the last 20 years, has it been here?
Oh, the corner, edge of a road. So we're down the road the ways, driving with Keebler, and we just pulled off at this spot, dug a couple buttons. I just walked over the back wall and, whoa, have some Budweiser bottles. Wow, this thing is massive and deep.
Yeah, be careful. Look at them all. You know what? Check down the hill, because if anything old rolled away, it ain't gonna be buried so deep. Well, Bob and I were investigating over there by the dump. Keebler came down to the river here and found a really cool old New England mill site. Magnificent, actually.
Look at that, dude. Get some scale. That's amazing. They had it all,
They had the water wheel.
the water wheel.
They had a channel to go through there.
Either went down through there or out through there.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, look, they had stacked rocks down there at the end. Maybe they even had a secondary. Wow. Because of that.
Good prop.
Yeah, and that's where the water wheel will dump it. Down on the edge of that dam there, Bob. I double dog dare you.
Where?
Way out there. I triple dog dare you. How's the view?
I'm not gonna show my belly again, is it?
Wow! Wow! What did I hit?
Solid air.
Yeah.
That's a first. Ox knob with ox still in it. I think that's bone. Whoa. Are you having any luck? Check this out. I think I dug an ox knob with ox.
Holy shit.
Do you think that is?
I'd have to say probably. It's pretty impacted in there.
And it's got that like marrowy bone. Go ahead, try it. Well, as you can see, it's getting dark. Been roaming around this place for a while, and this guy apparently has something. What is that? The staff of Ra?
Yeah. As you can see, it's the head of Ra right on the top here. I think it has to do with bailing. Oh yeah, is it?
Tractor trailer door.
Bam, bam, bam.
Has the handle.
Yeah.
So you pull the handle and that
Yeah.
thing comes through and hooks.
It opens the gate. What else? Oh, haven't found one of these in a while, but ho period to the ho. Ho. Whoa. Whoa, ho. And this is always my favorite. You see these every so often. They were outlawed pretty quickly. It's a colonial wife tear tie down
With the C-ring.
with the C-ring and probably nailed her right to the kitchen floor. But that gets nailed in, that goes onto her foot, and he can safely go out into the fields and work them. Come back and she'd still be there. You know, them a lot of times like, ping, gone. Well, she tie him down.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'll show you what I got.
let's see it.
That thing. You think it's a ring, or do you think it slid through? This side looks smaller.
Could it be the part between the handle and the knife?
Oh, maybe, yeah. It looks like lead, but it looks like it's been gilted.
Yeah, it's because it's
Maybe I'll
fancy.
go a second.
You can see that? Wow.
Yeah, see? JB?
What's happening?
Did you get anything?
No.
Ticks.
It's just itchy.
Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Whoa. It's getting rough out here.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Stealth Diggers. I know for us, it was a great week that we will always remember and hope for many more to come. See you next time, and until then, stay young, always keep 'em guessing, live free or die, and do the right thing. Adios.
It's different today.
It sure is.
It's like classical hippies.
Yeah, which you don't run into very often.
No. That's right. Here it comes, ready?
And it's not Dave Wise's birthday today.
No, it's not. No, it's.
I see.
Oh, exciting.
Sam Squinch.
All right, after a long day of Hippie Fest, we're going to come to this place. It's pretty well known. It's Harrison's Roast Beef. We're gonna get some Sam Squinch.
Oh yeah, they got it?
Yep.
I haven't had a roast beef sandwich in a long time.
This is the best.
Yeah, can I get the roast beef curtain special with mayonnaise?
Just look at it.
Check this out. I just literally went to step out the vehicle and look down.
Yeah, I didn't move my foot. Dude, I got a surface find already.
What is it?
It's mangled, that's what it is.
Looks like copper.
88, I think. Always keep your eyes peeled on the ground.
This is a really cool place, as you can see. This is where Godsmack got their start. They didn't know how to eat when they got here.
They didn't know how to eat.
No, the Godsmack got their start here. You can see they all signed it. They ate here all the time before they were Godsmack.
Well, if they didn't know how to eat before they got here, they should try Earl's.
Yes, Earl. All right, we're gonna play Follow the Bouncing Ketchup Packet. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray.
Very good.